Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams and Laura Gillette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser. For more information on your tax preparation needs, call 541-928-6432.
And it begins.
Let it begin. We are here live on The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. I am just grooving to the music. I'm a little partial to the producer and writer of that music, but
that's
yes,
right.
It is a good day.
Here on The Experience, it is our music is written by Grammy nominated
Mr. Connor Hedge. That's right.
Connor
that would
Hedge.
be my son.
Grammy nominated artist. So, hey, I've got to show this off. Check this out. See that little logo there? Little Gillette Home team. This is this is a beautiful Cutco pizza cutter that goes with this beautiful bamboo. Look at there's the state of Oregon.
Wow.
With the logo on there.
Look at that.
Team Gillette and everything right here. Yeah. So our local Chamber of Commerce was launching a new app. So they had an app launch party last night, sponsored by the Gillette Home team. And so my wife and I went and we visited, and we won that this beautiful set right here.
All right, good job. Good job. That's amazing.
Yeah, what a great event. It was
and you are a customer of the Gillette Home team too.
Absolutely. We are in the process of selling this home, and the sign is out front, and Michelle has been wonderful at the team. She's amazing. Just been such a great communicator. And when you're going through a big process like that, communication is so important. We were talking about that really in the live Instagram live before the experience begins. We are live on Instagram with Shri and Russ and myself, and we also have a new sponsor, Champa Chocolate. So people want to check that out. It's going to show up, I'm sure, in the comments. For backstage. But we were talking about communication and how you grow your show and how you grow your business, and it really comes down to communication.
Yeah, it does. And, we do want to thank Shri, especially, and Chomp Chocolate, our new sponsor for the Experience Backstage that we do before this. It's our pre-show. You go to chompchocolate.com, and that will be in the show notes today. But also, we super want to thank the sponsors who have been so faithful and so helping us all throughout this show. The Gillette Home team, which are amazing real estate realtors and just wonderful community people, led by Miss Laura Gillette, who's an amazing friend, and by H&R Block of Albany, Corvallis, Lebanon, and Kaiser here in Oregon. The team there led by Joyce and Serena, are amazing people that can help you. And don't forget, because it's not tax season, they're doing bookkeeping. So if your business needs bookkeeping help, they can help you wherever you are. So just reach out to me in the message, in the messenger of any of the social media. We can help you out with that. So
absolutely. Yeah. It's the economy is changing and things are changing. People's jobs are changing. Talk to the professionals, talk to someone at H&R Block and get the advice that you need so that you don't want the IRS coming and knocking at your door.
No, we don't want that. Well, hey, on a happier note, Scott, what do you got going on this week?
It has just been a great week. We've been recording episodes of the Aging Better Network for my wife. These are all leading up to the 52 Aspects of Aging, her prompted journal, which will be published later this year. And these videos go with it. They're released every Wednesday at 9 a.m. on her LinkedIn channel. So Christine Smith. Maybe she'll put it in. I'm going to have her put her LinkedIn in the comments, because at 9 a.m. Pacific time every Wednesday, those are released. Well, we recorded the 18th episode, and so now all 52 aspects are available. And so that was just a fun. It was a milestone week for that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
amazing.
Orange
County, that's where I was born, David. I was born in the city of Orange, and my grandfather started working at Disneyland a year before the park started, so that's where I grew up, and that's where he retired. So great to see you.
That's amazing, Scott. You learn new things about you every day, right? Well, I just want to thank everybody who's tuning in today, because we could not do this show without all of you wonderful people and friends watching, listening. Don't forget, this gets converted to podcast as well. So if you don't have time to watch it all, just put it on in your car and you can listen as you go along to our great guests.
Yes, we have the most remarkable people in the world as our guests. And so
in the world. In fact,
with that,
I just want to say one thing that I'll tell you at the end, and that is I have a workshop coming up June 15th, which is coming right up next week. Amazing. Transform your business with three simple steps. It's amazing about community and building and connection. You've got to be part of that. And I also want to say, while we are talking, that let's see if I have it here for you. Starting this last Monday and then coming up next Monday, we have the Glitter Practitioner, is in the house, and she will be there on June 13th, Monday at noon Pacific Daylight Time, or also at 8 a.m. GMT. There you go. Give a couple times. But Nupi Arora is with us today, and so is Bruce Carnohan, who are amazing people. And I'm super excited about them. So, Scott, why don't we just get to this show? Why don't we get things going? I have an itchy nose. There you go. We always
springtime in Oregon, and pollen is in the air.
Oh my goodness. It is so true. My allergies have been killing me. But we always bring ladies in first. And usually I save this, but there is no way to better introduce this guest than here she is. Nupi Arora is in the house. Woo!
Oh my gosh, I love that Kermit thing. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Hi. Thank you for having me on. Hi.
Well, we are blessed to have Dr. Nupi Arora with us today, who is not only an amazing friend, but is just an incredible person working with holistic medicine. And really, I can just talk on and on about the benefits, but I'm going to let you do that, Nupi. Tell everybody a little bit. I mean, most people, you burst onto the scene. Most people already know you, but tell everybody a little bit about Nupi and about the Glitter Practitioner.
Well done. This is getting better. Very well done. So I am Nupi, Dr. Nupi, the Glitter Practitioner. And you're right. I have actually just burst onto the scene. It's like an explosion of glitter. And actually it was through a couple of connections. What was it? 8 weeks ago when I first met you, Russ. And I was listening to your Instagram earlier with Shri, and it's so true about communication and connection is so important. And I've never really done social media, I must admit. And when I came on, what I do know is that I can communicate with people. It is part of my whole career. It's part of my whole thing that I do. And I love people. So I thought, you know what? That's pretty much one of my superpowers. I'm just going to do what I know I can do, which is chatter, because I love meeting people and I love people, and just, I guess, just fostering relationships. And that's how I see this. It's proper true friendships. And I've posted a few posts recently about kindness and friendship, and that's truly what it is. And when you find that soul connection with people, and that's when the glitter starts happening, and I'm like fizzing, and I get so excited, I can't help it.
You excited? No. You excited, really?
Yes. So what I do is holistic care, which is essentially tuning in to somebody else's needs, truly from a mind, body, and soul perspective. So it's seeing beyond the presenting problem. And I'm still working alongside a medical model of care, but it's really combining the root cause of somebody's problems. And it's really their experience of what it is to be human. And the glitter originally came from when I've held space with patients and I'm teaching them various aspects of the F-list and stuff. And when I see that light that comes back in somebody's eyes, and it is literally like glitter, oh my goodness me, I love what I do, because people, it's about really creating understanding and then empowering choice and change. And that's, I could talk about this for hours because it works and I love it.
I
just love it.
And I'm glad that you have jumped into the social media world. Just like my wife, she was not, she says she just did texting and email, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was social media, texting pictures to our kids and sending email. But now she's jumped in. She's like this LinkedIn beast monster out there, has just jumped wholeheartedly into it.
Did you call your wife a beast, Scott?
I was just going to say that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And
she's a beast. She's a fairy.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, she's just in the other room and she's on the chat. So I can't hide. I can't hide here. But my first book, Motivational Listener, and David, thank you for commenting on that. I will say briefly that Motivational Listener is a title that my wife started with. I told her I loved it and I was going to steal it from her, but I'll give her credit, which I'm doing now because I am a good husband. But the first book, Motivational Listener, Be Interesting by Being Interested, was based on a talk that I gave in Dublin, Ireland in 2016. The Psychology and Physiology of Relationships. We're looking at the academic research. I proved that the relationships that we create online, digitally, just like this, can be just as strong as those that we create face-to-face. And for the last 2.5 years, this global laboratory has proved that. And I think, Dr. Nupi, you are living this out, and you're also involved in telemedicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Nupi, you're doing amazing things, and we're going to keep talking about the amazing things you're doing. But speaking of amazing people, our next guest, here he is, the one and only guy in the blue shirt. Woo-hoo! Woo!
Yes!
Already getting the physiology treatment. How about that?
Totally.
Yeah, getting the energy through the screen,
I can feel it too. Massively.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, everybody, if you don't know Mr. Bruce Carnohan, he is an amazing friend also and a great, great live streamer. I was blessed to be on his show and early in getting to know him, and it was just a ton of fun. Bruce, give everybody a little snippet into who you are. Who is the guy in the blue shirt?
The guy in the blue shirt. Well, I wanted to thank Gracie Ruth Melendez for actually giving me that name and title way back in LinkedIn local in-person networking, which happened, started to evolve in 2019. And when we went into the pandemic, it became even more stronger. So I always want to give a shout out to that. And so my method is simpler, faster, better. And what does that mean? Well, I help people remove or eliminate massive amounts of process steps, time, and money. And I do that through various aspects. I can do it in person, I can do it with them, I can do it for them, or I can do it collaboratively. And my new adventure, which is actually how I met Dr. Nupi, was through Veronica, or V-Power Coach. And she introduced us. And Veronica, after me being really stubborn for a year or so, thinking I could bring all my stuff between my ears to an online course, I finally broke down and went after some specific help. And Veronica was amazing. She got all of my brain defragged and decluttered from 48 years of doing this stuff. And we now have it as a 6-module online self-paced downloadable course. And it's actually called Ignite. And the reason it's called Ignite is this is my 2022 power word. And again, talk about communication and collaboration. Tisha Marie Pelletier helped me come up with this because she's gotten to know me since I moved here to Tempe, Arizona. And it also fits in nicely with my strategic word, which is to be a catalyst. So, you know, people say, well, why do you do what you do, Bruce? And it took me a long time to go back and dig into that and really find, you know, what is it that's driving my purpose and my love for what I do. And it's just to be a catalyst. And Nupi's a prime example of that. I mean, Nupi and I met on an amazing short Zoom call that ended up being 2 hours. So that's a short Zoom call for Nupi. Fast forward, I was coming to the UK and she invited me to come to her physiology home, and I stayed for 2 days. How about that?
I love that you have Ignite and Catalyst written on stone.
Well, they're magic rocks from Sedona. So I was gifted them from somebody that went on walkabout in the desert of Sedona, and they picked them up. And one of them is heart-shaped as well. That way up, see, look, it's a heart.
Beautiful.
Wow.
My uncle lives in Sedona, and I love to visit. That is just a remarkable place there.
Mystical.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mystical.
Unbelievable.
Mystical, for sure.
Magic. It's magical.
Well, I think it's amazing the two of you coming together and all of us coming together has created so many exciting things just in the last couple months where we've got to know each other and we've started new ventures. And it just goes back to what I've always believed, and that is the basis for life in any good business in life is building community and connection with others. And we all just need to head over to Manchester again and hang out at Nupi's Glitter Castle there. Al is waiting for us. Al's just like, come on over, guys. It's all good.
I think it's 2023. We are going to plan an experience over
a UK experience. Let's do it.
UK and Ireland.
Yeah,
there you go.
I wanted to come to the States. I'm coming to the States.
Both ways.
Okay,
Let's do it both ways.
Well, yeah. Come on over anytime.
Right.
We got a spare room.
Oh, you still know it. I'll be like, hi, it's me. Hello, everybody.
You don't know what you're doing there, Scott. She'll just show up.
So Nupi, I want to jump over to you real quick and have you tell everybody about this great new venture that I am blessed to be able to help you out with. And that is the Glitter Practitioner show. This is next Monday's show coming up. And give us a little insight on what we're doing there or what you are doing there.
Oh, wow. Well, this is just amazing. And you have made it really possible for me, Russ. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. And everybody who's been helping and supporting. I mean, I spoke to Bruce just before coming on live for the live show because I was so nervous. And it's crazy because once I'm here, I'm fine. But then I was like, oh my God, am I going to talk too much? Oh my gosh, what if I freeze? What if I don't know what to say? Seriously. And then I was just
You don't freeze, Nupi. It's good. Talk too much? Yes. That's both of us. We both talk too much, but
I know,
freeze,
I know.
No, you don't
Yes.
freeze.
No. And then I, I loved every minute. So every week it's about, so I guess I'm showcasing two things really. It is all linked with holistic care, and it's a chance to sort of everything that I do as a medic, as a doctor, as a physician, which is the mind, body, and spirit approach. But I'm also combining the physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual health, and then using add-on complementary services, all holistically based. So Alex was the perfect first guest because she is a carbon copy of me. She's doing exactly the same and has been doing the same in the States. Oh, she's on. Hi. Oh, I don't know why I keep shouting. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, so everything that she does with her spice is what I do, I guess, with my F list. And then each guest we've got on. So Anthony was one of, I asked the universe, in fact. I said, I spoke to Anthony, what was it, about a week after I met you, Russ. And he's telling me about the kidney trials. And I was just so excited. And his story is inspiring. Mm-hmm. And everything he was saying, how he's gotten through the condition, dialysis, everything, and that spirit within. That's exactly what I do or try and foster with when I'm talking to patients, for example, because that's when you bring that compassion, that humanity back. And that's true. That is healing. So I'm talking to Anthony and I just said, as we were saying goodbye, if by chance anybody drops out of the summit, Pinky promised me, please get in touch because I'm ready to talk, because I've done this. I can talk about the F list and blah. I've been doing it for all my career. It's really not a problem. I don't need much prep time. And I said, Pinky promised me. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then literally the next day, it was like, hey, Dr. Nupi, can you come on? And I'm like, hell yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? And then Al literally was like, oh no, here she goes again. Nupi, you know what you're going to talk about. Just breathe. And I'm like, yes, you're so right. So, yes,
I got to tell you, I love Al. He is such a great guy, and
he's amazing.
He's a perfect compliment for you, right?
Yes.
And he's just like, okay, Nupi, breathe, Nupi, breathe. It's okay. Yes, it's so great. And Bruce is such a great friend of all of ours, but he's also a good compliment for you too, because we were having fun before the show. And I love how Bruce just jumps in and starts giving you a hard time and kidding you, we had so much fun,
So like Bruce, it really is. He's like family.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's how I feel about all of you. I mean, it is such truly a wonderful, wonderful family coming together. And I know that if I flew over to Manchester, I could just hang out. My beautiful wife and I could just hang out with Nupi and Al. If I flew down to Arizona, I could just hang out with Bruce. I mean, it's just a great feeling to have friends everywhere. So, Bruce, give us a little more information about the things that you do. You're not just the guy in the blue shirt. And you can tell us about your show, by the way, but also what you're really doing for the people you're working with.
Sure. Actually, I just want to add back to Nupi, though. I think you should add 2 more F's, Nupi. One is forever, which is talk forever. And then the other one is family. How about that? Yes. So I think maybe you could extend that. Anyway, thanks, Russ. Yes, I host approximately 2 live streams each week. And the reason I do that is it's kind of self-centered. I talk to people that really inspire me. And I tell people it's like going to global university. So I can actually take and focus on people that are in different cultures, different parts of the country, even different continents. And what I find is bringing that global flavor back to, where we are right now. It's an amazing thing. And I find that there are always so many things that we're more alike about. And there's always goosebumps every live show I do. And why is that important to me? Well, I work best with what I call high potential leaders. And I work best in companies that either assemble products, information, or service, or they disassemble them, which we call distribution. So that's kind of my sweet spot. And I've got a lot of experience, 48 years worth of, I've always done process improvement. It goes way back to me being a kid. I lived in an overcrowded household. My brain doesn't like discombobulation. So I find the simplest, fastest, best way for me to get thinking straight. And that's led to this passion for not only developing my own methodology. It went into a textbook and now into a journal. And now just for fun, I'm doing some socks that are for a nonprofit cause for the NIH. So lots of facets around what I do, but core to it is I help people tap into their unseen power of how to become simpler, faster, better, either as a leader or a whole team. So the other piece of my nuance, I'm really good at working with cross-functional or interdisciplinary teams. So depending on which sector you're in, they're called different things. But my superpower is catalyzing those teams to go do extraordinary things for an amazing result for them or the company or both. So that's what I do.
Bruce, it's amazing how complicated things can evolve in a business, and they don't even realize it, and how many things are getting in the way of getting things done.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they forget business is very simple. It's customers. You have a process to do whatever you do, and you have suppliers to get stuff from to help you process what you do. And people lose track of that. They do all this busy work that doesn't help the customer. They do all this crazy other work that doesn't help the supply chain get them stuff when they need it on time and to a good value and price. Yeah, it's unbelievable how much complexity people introduce when they don't need to. And that's why if they use me, I can help them step back and slow down and really look at what's going on. So
back when I was running supply chain operations at Hewlett Packard, we were getting a new software package in. And I tell you what, that was going to be the end of the world as we know it, right? Although those same people were there when the software that they loved was new. And it was the, of course, it was the one they hated when it came in.
Sure.
And we did the same thing. We said, but look, it's logistics. What do? You receive, store, and deliver. Doesn't matter whether you use this program, that program, clay tablets, goat skins. It doesn't matter. The process is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, go ahead.
It's interesting. It's interesting that all of us are this way of taking a look at life in a more simplistic way and breaking it down so people understand what we're talking about, because we do all overcomplicate life. We make it crazy when, if you just look at, I've had people say to me so many times, well, that's simple. I know that. And I just pause and look at them and I'm like, well, why aren't you doing it?
Right.
Because the things in life that seem so simple, people are looking beyond them, complicating it. Just especially like with their health, right, Dr. Nupi?
Yes, exactly. And that's what I wanted to also bring in here is everything Bruce was saying about, in business, keeping it simple, baby steps or breaking it down. Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same as with how I sort of teach the F list, which is breaking things down into simplified steps. And it's not simple. It's actually the hardest thing in the world. It's the first thing you forget when you're not feeling well, either emotionally or physically, to look after your own needs. And they're the most simple, just to eat, to drink, to get some fresh air. And they're the ones that get forgotten about. So when you break it down into tiny steps, all of a sudden things become doable. And then everything comes back together again. And it's incredible what I call it critter chatter. It can, what it can do, and it completely can floor you. It's just about, okay, breathe, take a step back, simplify. Big time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I am I just love this discussion, and I wish we had another entire show right now, but we don't. And unfortunately, I am the host that always gets to bring the wrap up.
He gets
to
the,
the
yeah,
time
he's
we
the
have together.
responsible one. Russ is the
I'm the
responsible
responsible
one.
one.
But
There you go.
I would say that look for a repeat invitation, because
Oh my
we do have
goodness,
we have a lot more to
absolutely.
talk about.
Yes.
Oh
We'd
my
love
goodness.
it. I'd
And we
love
do
it.
this every week.
Yes.
We do this
Sure.
every week, 7 a.m.
So
Pacific time.
listen, you two, don't
Yeah.
go anywhere afterwards when we send you to the green room, because we are going to schedule now the next
Okay.
one, because we are definitely going to have a repeat. If Emily was watching today, she'd be shaking her head going, Russ, another sequel, because I always do that. And she just laughs at me. You know, I just want to say that this is what I think is amazing. I was just talking to my family last night, to my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and I was telling them, you know, the latest person I'm working with is in Manchester, England. And they said, really? Well, how do you do that? And that's just what I think is so amazing. There's so many people that think, well, how do you do that? Well, you know what? Everybody watching today, you step forward, as my good friend and prophet D. Scott Smith would say, the barrier to entry today in business and in life is just your willingness to step forward and take action.
Mhm.
And that is what it takes. And that is what all of us have done. Bruce and Nupi and Scott and I, we don't know all that we're doing. We're just making it up as we go, but we're doing it, right? And the same thing that our good friend Shri, who's in the comments here, is always telling us, you know, you just have to overcome your fears to be able to do things. She, with the video world, has done amazing things. She was on with us before on the Experience Backstage, and is friends of all of ours here. But you know what? Today, we just want to encourage all of you to take action. Do what you don't know how to do. Just do it and figure it out as you go. Sometimes that's what it takes. But we need to wrap up. So we're going to start ladies first. And I want you both to give your last word, what you want everybody to remember, and how do they get in touch with you? So Shri, I was going to say, Shri, you're up first. Nupi, you're up first.
So as an add-on to what you were saying, Russ, jump in and do. And don't forget, ask around. There are plenty of people who have been there before. Ask for help. Ask for that support, because we've got you. And I think, you know, when you can trust, and, you know, I trust you guys implicitly. And it's about allowing yourself, it's okay if I mess up. So what? I'm going to learn and move it one step forward. So that's what I would like to add. What was the other bit? Did you ask me something else?
How do they get in touch with you?
So I am on LinkedIn, Dr. Nupi Arora, the Glitter Practitioner. There is only one of me. And
Glitter Practitioner.
Get that right.
And then my contact details are as follows: the Glitter Practitioner @gmail.com, and website to follow.
There you go. And
This place.
the beautiful thing is that it's all coming together, and Nupi's taking action, and all of her contact information is magically appearing because of my fabulous teammate who is here working with us. I mean, I couldn't ask for better help ever. Thank you. And so moving on to Bruce. Bruce, you're amazing. Tell us your last words and how to get in touch with you.
Okay, last words will be fail forward fast, and make sure you do lessons learned regularly, because if you fail forward fast, you actually slow down and create a simpler and better way to do things. So that's my advice, from an old analog to now a digital. And the way you can get hold of me is, I think I'm hashtag the only guy in the blue shirt. So hashtag the guy in the blue shirt. My website is processcleanup.com, and you can schedule a call there, find out a little bit about me. And LinkedIn is my primary, YouTube is my secondary. And with Shri's help, I wanted to give a big shout out to Shri. I am going to be jumping back into TikTok, and my TikTok handle is @simpler-faster-better. So it all relates to that main hashtag that I use for business, which is #simpler-faster-better. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, you know what? It's interesting because when it comes to Shri, who you just brought up, I just want to say that, I was reading about being humble this morning as I'm doing my morning reading in my Bible. I'm reading about being humble, and I was not humble. I was prideful when Shri and I were going to go live on Instagram the first time. First of all, I didn't pay attention and realize it was only on Instagram. Second of all, I thought, I've got this. I know what I've doing. I've done this long enough. And then I completely messed it up. And it took her talking for like 10 minutes for me to figure it out and actually get on live on Instagram. Right. So the reason I bring that up, Bruce, because you just talked about TikTok, is that we all have something of value to help each other with. We all bring something to the community. We all bring something. It started way back with my good friend, D. Scott Smith, who is the reason that I'm doing. He is one of the main reasons I'm doing what I'm doing now. And then I meet my good friends, Bruce and Nupi. And you know what? It's a joy. It's a joy every day to do what I do. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all that you bring. And you two, we're going to say goodbye to you, but do not leave. Hang out in the green room. We'll see you in just a second. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So wonderful.
Oh, wow. You know what? Man, oh man. I mean, it's always appropriate, but today, I feel more that way all the time. I love what you and I get to do, Scott. This is amazing.
Yeah. Well, the conversation with Bruce and Dr. Nupi, I mean, just unbelievably wonderful. And I will just say, I am so thrilled. My heart is so full by watching the comments go by and the conversations, the relationships that are going on in the comments.
Right.
This is it's such a wonderful place to be. I am so grateful for all of our guests, past, present, future, and for all of those people who join in live or in replay.
Yeah, no, I can't. We couldn't do this without all of you watching. And you know what? Scott and I want to bring you value every week. That is why we bring you amazing people like Nupi and Bruce today that are just incredible. I mean, I gain so much value. I learn stuff every single time that we are together, Scott, and with our guests. And today I want you all to realize life is a busy thing. And there's so much that goes on, and it seems so complicated at times. But I think the message today was simplify your life, get it down to process and chunks that you can actually do to make a difference, because there's so many possibilities, so many opportunities for you out there today. And Scott, I just so thankful for you. Tell everybody again about what you've got going on before we leave.
Yeah. So the big thing for coaches and consultants, if you've been doing any writing at all, doing some blogs, maybe newsletters, but it's time to write a book, dscottsmith.com. I got a free course out there, or you can join my mastermind, and it's publish a book, not just write it, publish a book, online course and webinar, 12 weeks or less. It's all based on my most recent book, Influence, Creation of Credibility. And I would love people to join. And I've actually will be launching a new podcast. And so that's going to be coming out soon. So episodes are being recorded, edited, produced right now. So watch out for that podcast coming soon.
Well, and Scott is doing amazing things at Amazon Live as well. And so if you want to publish a book, and if you think it is so difficult, you need to talk to Scott, because he breaks it down and he makes it simple for you. And the reason I wrote my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, was because of the encouragement of my good friend, Mr. D. Scott Smith. And so thankful for that. Hey, I want to remind everybody the 15th, next Wednesday coming up of June, I have my workshop, 1-hour workshop at noon Pacific Daylight Time, called Successfully Transform Your Business in 3 Simple Steps. Life is simple. I can show you. It's not easy, but it's simple. And I can show you how you can build community, connect with others, and really create a foundation for your business, for marketing and all that you do. And so if you want to go into that, just tune in to the information in social media, and it's also in the comments. And you can go to russhedge.com, which is my website for all the information on me. So, Scott, I think that's about it for today.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It has been so much fun as always. Until we see you again, everybody, have a great day and a great life, and
enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.